Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Russell Matthews here, back with another Canadian benefit update for you. And today we're going to talk about a piece of mail that every single person who received any type of benefit from the CRA will be getting in their mailbox very, very soon. It's called a T4A form. And the reason it's important is because this document shows you how much the government thinks you received from your benefits, and it's important to know how much they think you received so you can make sure that you actually received the amount that they have on record. If your records don't match their records, you could be on the hook to pay extra tax on benefits that you may not have received. So it's super important to watch this video all the way to the end so you can find out what this form's all about, how to read it and understand it, as well as how to access it through the CRA if you haven't gotten it in the mail yet. But before we do, if you haven't already done so, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to tell YouTube, hey, I love seeing this Canadian focused content and I want to see more of it here on the YouTube platform. All right, so with that said, it's important first to understand what the difference is between two forms that are very similar, the T4A form and the T4E form. They're going to essentially do the same things, but for slightly different people depending on how you applied for the benefits and which benefits you applied for. If you're someone who received EI this year, or if you're somebody who received the CERB but applied for it through the Service Canada option instead of the CRA option, you'll be receiving a T4E. Now, we're not going to go into total depth on that in this video. This video is going to focus on the other form, the T4A, but you can take some of the things you learn here and apply them to the T4E form as well. On the other hand, if you applied for any benefit through the CRA, that includes the CERB through the CRA, the CRB, the CRSB, the CRCB, or the CESB, which is the student benefit that came out at the same time as Cerb, you're going to be getting a T4A form, and that's the focus of this video. And there are two reasons why this form is going to be important for you. The first one we already touched on. It's a record of what the government believes you received in terms of these benefits, and it's important to double check this against your own records. But the second reason this is important is you're also going to need the information that's listed here on this form in order to file your taxes this year, which will be due in April 2021. I'm going to show you exactly what this form looks like, but before I do, we need to understand how we can actually get access to this form. Now, you'll remember that I said that the CRA was mailing this out to absolutely everybody, but a lot of people haven't actually received this yet, and they're anxious to take a look at it and find out how much the government thinks they've received. Lucky for you, there's a way to access this online through your MyCRA account. Let me show you how you can do it. First off, you're going to go to the MyCRA webpage. You can get to this just by Googling MyCRA. It's the same place that if you've applied online for any of your benefits that you're going to be going to do each of those applications, so you might already be familiar with this. When you get to the main page, you can either sign in with your partner login or your CRA login, and once you sign in, you might hit a screen like this. For many people who are logging in, you're going to see an extra message here that says, hey, we've given you access to your CRA account if you want to apply for benefits or see some other very specific numbers. But in order to access all of the features of the web page, you're going to need to get a security code in order to receive full access. Now, on this page, there's a button you can click that will get them to send you this access code over the mail. Once they send you the access code, you can type it into something that looks like this. After you've requested them to send you that code in the mail, and once you've received it, you can go to a page that looks like this, where it's going to allow you to enter your CRA Security Code. Now, remember, this is important because this is how we're going to access the T4A form if we haven't received that in the mail yet. Once you've logged in, search your home page on your MyCRA account for a box that says Related Services like this. Now, you're going to want to select the very first option underneath Related Services, and that's Tax Information Slips, T4 and more. Your T4A falls into this T4 category, so in order to access it, we're going to click this link. That will then take you to this page where they're going to ask, hey, what form are you looking for? And you can answer that right here in this box. So first you have to answer which year you're looking for. Now, for our taxes that we're going to be doing here in 2021, we're actually doing our 2020 taxes, so we're going to need our 2020 form. So we select 2020, and then it's going to give us a drop-down menu of which form we want. Now, of course, we're going to click the T4A form because that's what this video is all about, and we'll click next. Then it will take you to a page that looks like this, and this is where all of the information is. It's not an actual hard copy reproduction of this slip that you should still expect to get in the the mail, but what it does do is it does give you the information that you're looking for. Now it'll say a whole bunch of different box numbers here, and depending on those box numbers, it's going to give you a different value here. Now each box number is for a different benefit. Let me go over all of these different box numbers that you could be seeing on yours depending on which benefit you've applied for. So these are all of the benefit related box numbers, and there's quite a few of them, but we'll start from the top. The first box is box 197, and this is where it's going to list the amount that they expect that you've received from the CRB this year. Box 198 is for the CESB, that's the student benefit. 199 is for Cerb for eligible students with disabilities. Box 200 is your provincial territorial COVID-19 financial assistance payments. So this could be your individual province's special supports that they've put out if your province has done so. There's a lot of disparity between the different provinces in this category. Also, they have information here about the CRB. This is where they're going to list all of the amounts of how much CRB you've received since the start of the program in the year 2020 specifically. Remember, this isn't going to count your 2021 benefits that you've been receiving since January. And remember, on that previous page, there's another box over here, and that's where it actually lists the amount. It'll tell you the box number, it will tell you the name of the box, and then it will give you the number here. That's where you can see how much they believe that you've received. And finally, these last two boxes are for the CRB related benefits, the CRCB and the CRSB. So I'd really recommend that if you haven't already received this in the mail and you haven't yet checked this out on your individual account, that you do so. This is a great way for you to be able to make sure that the government has all of the information correct for your individual case. Also, this is going to be very important come tax time because you'll remember these benefits are taxable. So you're going to need to include the benefit income you've received on your taxes. Now, a lot of people in the comments have said, hey, Russell, didn't you hear about the fact that we're not going to have to pay taxes this year? We can delay it an extra year. That was the announcement that just came out from the Prime Minister. If you don't already know about that, check out the link in the description to get up to date on that sort of development. But to that, I would say, even though you're going to be able to defer the interest payments on your taxes and you don't essentially have to pay them for a year, you still need to do your taxes on time. Otherwise, there will be some small fees. We'll talk about this more in a future video, but I just wanted to show you this so you could be in the loop. If you file the final return late and there's a balance owing, the CRA will charge a late filing penalty, and that penalty is 5% of the amount owing. So if you do your taxes and find out, hey, I'm going to owe money, even though you don't have to pay that money for an additional year, you have to make sure that your taxes are filed on time. Otherwise, this additional 5% will be tacked on top of whatever amount you owe. So that's a pretty key takeaway. Even though Justin Trudeau and the Liberal government announced this sort of ability to delay your payments on the taxes, you still need to do your taxes on time. Otherwise, you're going to see that 5% penalty added on top. Let me know down in the comments if you want any more information on how you can go about filing your taxes this year. It's definitely going to be a little bit more complex than most previous years for many people, so I could understand wanting to know a little bit more. But I just wanted to bring this information to you now, just in case you need to apply for that extra security code to get that information on time to file your taxes, in case the mail doesn't make it to you in time. So I wanted you to take a look at this video just so you could understand what the process looks like for getting all this information and what it really means. And if you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe to this channel. I'm constantly bringing updates just like this whenever there's information that I think Canadians need to know. And while you're there, feel free to share this video with a friend if you want to see Canadian channels like this grow on YouTube. And with all that said, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really hope this video helped you out at least a little bit, and I'll see you next time.